Welcome to Bond STX. This is week 28, July 11th through July 15th. Got a good set of callouts this week. Got Daz joining me today. And if you're new to my channel, typically I scan about anywhere between 60 and 80 stocks. And the scans give me kind of an X marks the spot as where to go check into the charts and see what we can find. And so I'll scan and look for true value, look for trends, and see what is moving in the right direction. And what I'm looking for is stocks that are actually undervalued, on sale, and moving in a good direction. So before we get started, let's go through a disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor, nor am I advising anyone to spend their money. This is only for educational purposes and only my opinion. Any money spent is at the individual's own discretion and not due to any information from me. Again, so if you're new to the channel, typically I go through the Nasdaq and NYSE, New York Stock Exchange, to see where the overall market is at, and kind of gives us a better indication of where to place our call outs for the week. So looking at the Nasdaq composite, looking at a 1 year, 1 day, and we can see kind of where the range has been and where we felt like the stock price was going to be months ago. And it came down to that range as we projected last week. It'd do probably a double bottom. It came down, come down support here. It looks like it turned back up. So pretty good week from the standpoint of good signs for things to come. One thing we like to look at is we like to see these lines cross. So these are EMA lines. The EMA is actually the teal, and then the Williams alligators are the green, red, and the blue. And so we see the teal actually cross the green, we see it cross the red, and it's very close across in the blue. That is a great sign. Also, the green has crossed the red. We want to see the green and the red also cross the blue, and that will turn the market back into a bullish pattern. So right now, still kind of in a waiting game to see if the market will continue in an upward pattern. But looks like last week, based on what I looked at, the market came right into range, a little higher than what I predicted. But I do expect the market to continue in the same upward pattern. So I project the market for the Nasdaq to be anywhere between 11,707 or 11,900. So somewhere in that range, 11,700 to 11,900 range. So not too much of a jump. It looks like we saw this past week, we saw a jump of, like, it went from about 6.8%. So I would expect something similar to that. Maybe not as dramatic as 6%, but somewhere around 3 to 5% coming up this week. So I think good things for the Nasdaq. Looks like it's on to a better place for investors. Moving on to the New York Stock Exchange, looking at this one. Again, this one very similar into the range of where we felt like it would be months ago. And see, it actually came down into where I projected last week. So I projected to be in this range last week, and so came right into that range. You do see the teal cross the green somewhat, slightly. But the New York Stock Exchange is in a kind of a more so not as great a position as the Nasdaq. You do see resistance on the red EMA here, and you see another resistance from Friday on the red EMA. So that tells me that there's some potential for this one to come back down some more before it comes back up. So I would definitely be advised on the New York Stock Exchange to be a little wary. Keep your price points a little lower than probably projected. Don't jump in at any price point because it could fall down some more. But I do project New York Stock Exchange to be anywhere between 14,700 range to 14,900 range. So somewhere in that range this week. The MACD looks good. So everything starting to look better, but I would be concerned that I do see some resistance and pullback Friday here on the red EMA. So could come back down before it goes up. All right, so let's get into the plays of the week. So quite a few stocks moving in great directions. You can see a lot of trends of 6. So 6 means a strong upward trend over the last month. So that's a good sign here. And a lot of your blue chip stocks are in that range. So I'm gonna go down the list a little bit more. Start out with SentinelOne. So SentinelOne is a cybersecurity company. They are moving at a trend of a 4, which is a still good trend upward in the last month. Their gap, they're $1.64 overpriced. True value coming in at $25.17. So let's go to the charts and see what SentinelOne is showing us. So SentinelOne, looking at big picture, 1 year, 1 day, you can see SentinelOne hasn't been around very long, has a very new started SMA. So SMA is a simple moving average here. It takes pretty much 6 months for this to create on your charts or more of data. So you can tell this company's been around just for a short period of time. Also, you can tell real quickly, you can see these 2 purple lines, which I call the cake range, which is the stronghold of the stock. This is where the price wants to be in the course of a year. And so you can see how the price action has changed very drastically. So it was a high of 78.53 back in November, and how it's fallen down to a low of 18.64 in May. So very wide, rangy stock. Very much hard to catch a price point on this one. So, but looking lately, you can see again had a low of 1864 in May. Since then, it has climbed slightly, very so slightly. It started to climb and make some movements up. I do see some manipulation here in June 17th, but that one has been covered. I do see some manipulation here as well on June 24th, and this one has been covered also, actually as of Friday. So that manipulation has been covered. So really, it's really time to create another set of manipulation. So don't know if that manipulation will start Monday or Tuesday, but I do expect to see some price range that probably goes. So we see here, looking at 9% on one day, you're looking at 8% this day. So you're looking at some 4%, 4 to 5%. So you're looking at some rangy price action in the day. So looking at what I can see here, looks like it's going to potentially resist here, come back down. Potentially by Friday, you're looking at 26.18 to 27.44. But I feel real confident, real comfortable going in with SentinelOne at 23.17 this week. So that's my call out for SentinelOne, 23.17. So Daz, what's your call out for SentinelOne this week?
Yeah, for me, I put 2508.
2508. All right. 2508. Yeah, we're far off on that one.
Yeah, I don't want to be too bearish again like last week. Trying to see
2508.
like
Figure out how to clear this off here. Figure out how to do this a little faster than using this new WebEx. I'll get there though. All right, moving on to the next one this week. We got Robinhood again. Called Robinhood out a couple times already this year. Definitely called it out last week. Moving at a trend of a 2, which is a decent upward trend. It's 39 cents overpriced at true value of $8.61. So going into Robinhood, looking at the charts, will show where I've called it out in the past and some of the things that I'm looking at here. So real quick, this line here is a line showing the volume, how the volume's been picking up. I mentioned that last week with Robinhood over the last 8 months, pretty much. And you can see how many more investors are coming in buying at really low prices, pretty much getting a steal out of this company as far as getting price points. We called it out back in March 16th and went up pretty well after then. Came back and called it out again in May. Didn't fall down to our price point, but it did come down some after that. Then called it out again last week. Came down pretty close to the call out, did come down below true value, and then rose up and came right to where I projected to be last week as well. So again, I think it's another opportunity, a good week to come into Robinhood. Very tight trading. You don't see a lot of manipulation in Robinhood as you see in a lot of stocks. So the trading is very tight, but I do feel like it's a great opportunity to get in at $7.82. I believe it's my call out there. I'm sorry, $8. $8 even is my call out for Robinhood this week. With the opportunity to get out somewhere around 969 to 873, somewhere in that range. So you're looking at anywhere between a 21%, 10% to 21% gain. So not bad. If you got it in last week at the low and got out at the high, you're looking at 18% last week gain. So not bad. Robinhood has a lot of potential. It is slowly moving upward. See the MACDs opening up as well. And you also see, if you zoom out just slightly, you also see the SMA getting closer to the price action here. And so once that EMA price action crosses the SMA, typically you'll see the stock price pop and start to push up into a strong bullish pattern at that point. So that's what we're looking for. So we're waiting on. Definitely think $8 is a good price point to get in at Robinhood this week. So that's where I'm going in this week with Robinhood. $8 even. That's what's your call out for Robinhood.
We're pretty close on that one. I put 807.
807.
We're real close on that one.
Lock it in. Moving on to the next one this week. I also had Robinhood. Didn't mention, but I did have Robinhood. It's just a week trade, a day trade potential. Nothing long term to hold on to at this point. I've got Asana coming in at a long term play, trend of a 2, which is a decent upward trend again. 77 cents overpriced, coming in at a true value of $19.50. So I think Asana has a good opportunity to get into it. Again, it is overpriced. Definitely want to wait for that to fall down to a better price than what it is. I'm looking back at some of the past call outs for Asana. We called out Asana back in April. It did come down to our price point, but did come down strongly after that. So it didn't make our projection. It's been falling pretty much ever since then, pretty steadily. Came down to a low of $16.20 in June, and now it's slowly starting to make its way a little bit upward. It does have some very tight trading, not a lot of manipulation. But I do see some opportunity to get into Asana somewhere at the 1771 range, with the opportunity to get out by Friday at $21 or $23. So that's, you're looking at about 21% to 29% gain potentially. Looking at last week, it climbed. Last week it climbed about 20%. So not a bad week for Asana last week. I think some more opportunity. I do see. One thing I do want to point out. Let me see if I can zoom out just a little bit more. You do see it is resisting on the blue. You see it resists here on the blue on June 2nd. It resists on the blue on June 27th, and it resists on the blue again on July 6th. But one thing you do see is the blue, the red, the green, the teal, everything getting really tight together, which is an opportunity for those to converge and pop and go again bullish. So good opportunity looking at the MACD as well, opening up. So I do think you can get in again at 1771, and that's my call out for Asana this week, 1771. That's what your call out for Asana this week.
Well, Asana got 17, 16. And that's a pretty good point.
17, 16?
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's pretty close. Pretty close. Okay. Something's going on with this annotate. Try that again. It says 17, 16. Can't get the dots to show up on here. It said 1771. Yeah, I gotta get this working a little better. All right. Next on the list is Virgin Galactic. Real quick, Virgin Galactic is a space tourism company, so similar to what Elon Musk is doing with SpaceX, where they're sending people to space, similar to what Jeff Bezos is doing with Blue Origin, sending people to space for, kind of like a trip and back, kind of like a one-day trip. So Virgin Galactic looks like they've got some contract with Boeing where they're going to kind of support their efforts to send people to space. So sounds like there's some good things on the horizon for Virgin Galactic. We've called them out, I believe, once or twice before this year. We'll look at the charts on those. Looks like they're moving at a trend of a 2. Again, a slight upward trend. 63 cents overpriced, coming in at $6.70. So let's look at Virgin Galactic, seeing what opportunities they present for us this week. Again, looking at a 1 year, 1 day, stock is very, very, rangy in price. You can see it used to be a high of 50.75 July, pretty much this time last year. And you see a low of $5.14 as of May 12th this year. Did call it out back in March. Didn't come down to our projected price point. It did pop up pretty well. Had some uncovered manipulation that I projected it would actually cover, and it did, and actually came down to my projected price that week. So looking at it, another opportunity this week coming into Virgin Galactic, and so zoom in a little bit too far here. So you see, definitely last week it popped up pretty strongly. Has a little manipulation, I would call, here on July 7th. So you're looking at a volume of 14 million shares coming in. You're looking at about 9% rise in price point. People buying anywhere between $6.62 to $7.22. So a lot of opportunity for investors to get in there. But with the manipulation, I expect it to come back down some to cover this manipulation. And so when I say coverage, means when I see a manipulation point, which means there's a lot of volume and a lot of price action, I would expect that to come down and cover. So you would see the people who bought here would potentially turn around and sell out, get their money back, and then you'll see an opportunity for other investors to come back and buy in again at similar price points. So that's what I call uncovered manipulation. Is on one side coming in and buying at another opportunity to buy at a low price, or another opportunity to sell at a price where it's been sold before. So those are some of the things I call uncovered manipulation. So what I'm looking at this week, very tight. So true value is again looks like 5.85. So I'm sorry, $6.70, and my price point is $6.58. So that's where I'm going in with Virgin Galactic this week, with an opportunity to get out with about 11 to 14, 15% gain. It's between 722 and 756 in this week. But you could also believe you could hold this one a little longer. do see the SMA coming down and everything starting to get closer to wanting to cross. And so it's a lot of opportunity here. So I don't think you can go wrong holding this one, or holding it, or getting rid of it by Friday. So I'm going in with Virgin Galactic at $6.58 this week. $6.58. That's what your call out for Virgin Galactic this week.
I mean, I put $6.38.
Dang, pretty close, man. You must have been watching my 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 charts. Been hacked in my computer or something.
No, it just got pretty decent support right there. I feel like that it'll bounce overall.
Okay.
Looking at from about May 9th to now, so
Okay. That's similar to what I looked at too. Yeah, I went all the way back to May 12th. In that range. Good deal. Great minds think alike, man. Moving on to the next one. Let's see what we got. QuantumScape. Got it on a short-term trade. We'll see what it presents for us on the chart. So it's moving in a trend of a 2, slight upward trend. 56 cents on sale. True value coming in at $9.41 for the month. And so we've called out QuantumScape, I want to say once or twice this year. QuantumScape is in the electric EV car market. I believe they're working on batteries, and so I think they're partnered with Volkswagen or some Volvo or some German company. So looking at some of the call outs previously in QuantumScape. So we called out QuantumScape February 23rd that week. Came down to our price point here, and then pulled back up, and then came down and pulled back up again. We called it out again March 29th as a good play. It didn't quite come down to our price point. It kept pushing up. And then you see it resist on the SMA April, and ever since then, it has been on a downward slide. So it looks like a great opportunity again to get into QuantumScape. I think there's definitely seeing some things that I like here. The first thing I see is some manipulation that has not been covered on June 10th. You see 11 million shares, which is more than their average, and you're seeing people or investors buying between the $10 and 1089 range. So that has not been covered. So I would expect that to be covered probably this week, if not this week, next week. One of the things I am seeing a little bit of resistance here, which means I project it to come back down some. I do see the teal has crossed the green, so I don't think it'll come down too far. But I do project that this one will come down some and then come back up and actually cover this manipulation from June 10th, as I just mentioned. And so I expect that to happen potentially this week. If not this week, definitely next week. But I like what I'm seeing on the MACD as it's opening up. So I definitely like QuantumScape this week at a price point of $8.58, and that's where I'm going in with QuantumScape, $8.58 this week. That's what your call out for QuantumScape.
yeah, we're a little off on that one. I got 909.
909, reaching for that one, aren't you? 909. Have you gotten in on QuantumScape yet? Have you bought any of the stock yet?
No, not this one. I'm actually when I saw it on the tracker though, I think if it hits where I want it to be around 909, yeah, I think I'll get into it though.
Yeah, I bought some, I believe, the first time I called out back in February. So it's yeah.
Yeah, I got the TA from February right here. Yeah, it popped off.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. It's got a good opportunity. So definitely look into that one. Next
Honestly
one.
though,
Go ahead.
yeah, I was just saying like honestly, yeah, you're right. I think long term at least though, probably you can definitely like swing trade it.
Yeah.
Maybe like the $12 range. I could see it back at.
See, it's bust through the red resistance that it was hold. He was holding red resistance back from May 27th. So on this red line, it would
Hmm.
it would not bust through it, and so finally it bust through this past week. So there's some opportunity. I think there's really cheap prices too for this stock. So I think it's more around a $15 to $20 range stock. So at least. So
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
all right, moving on. Prudential Financial. It's the first time I've ever called this one out. I've been scanning it for the last probably couple, I guess 2 or 3 months. Haven't found a great opportunity to get in. Um, Moving at a trend over two, a decent upward trend. Nothing flashy. Coming in at 58 cents overpriced at a true value of $95.73. So let's look at the charts. Let's look at Prudential Financial. So they do insurance, they do obviously investments. Um, this is one where you want to look at the cake range. So this, again, the purple lines here is a stronghold of the stock. This is where the price wants to be. This is a good example of where the cake range can kind of help determine if things are way overpriced, as you can see here, and if things are way underpriced, as you can see here. And so if this is a stronghold of the stock, this is where the price normally is. It's where the price wants to be. When we're below here, we say, hey, this is go time, especially when we see a trend going up. So I'm looking at Prudential Financial, looking at the opportunities it presents itself to us this week. Um, we've seen, looks like it's been resistant on the blue EMA, projected EMA bar here. And it looks like it shows some resistance on the red. But I do see the teal has crossed the green. It's crossed the green actually 2 times, which is also a good sign, what I like to see. And I also see the green wanting to cross the red. So once the teal crosses the red, the green crosses the red, and it's on to attack the blue. Once all those cross, then you're looking at a very bullish action, and we'll see the price join back into the cake range and also blow past that and probably get a little bit overpriced. So looking at this stock, I think I'm pretty tight on my call out here just to get in this week. So true value here is at 95.73. My call out for Prudential is at 95.32. So really tight on this one. I think if you're going to hold just for the week, 2 to 3.5% gain is pretty reasonable this week. Anything under $100 for this stock, I think it's pretty good. And so I'm going in with Prudential at 95.32 this week. Got another hiccup here. 5 minutes, Daz. This is what they're giving me.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you might
Well,
have
yeah,
to.
my call out. I'll go and say my call out for this one. I guess I'm a little more bearish, but I got 93.28.
Give me a second here. I have to make a part two of this video. 95.32. And you said you're at what now? 93.
90.28.
93.28. 93.28. All right. Yeah, we are off on that one quite a bit. Okay. We got Joby as another one on the list that's fairly new. Haven't called this one out before. This is an EV taxi air company, so they're doing air taxis, um, electric vehicles. So coming in flat this week at a 7 cents overpriced, so very close to true value. $5.04 is the true value call out for this one. So looking at Joby Aviation, we can see real quickly this price. The stock has been pretty much beaten up. It has really stayed beneath the SMA pretty consistently. Here recently, well, since March 31st, March 30th, you can see it's been pretty close to coming close to SMA, but it's fallen short every time. And so you can see an opportunity for it to come back to this this yellow dotted line that it did on March 30th and then on June 2nd. I see some uncovered manipulation on June 24th where you had 31 million shares purchased. It's very unusual at the price point of 544 to 520. So a lot of opportunity here. Really like the stock this week at $4.78. If you can get in, possibly get out, looking at 6 to 8% at 522, 521 range. So I like this one at again 478 this week. That's what's your call out for Joby Aviation?
Yeah, I'm not too far with you. I got 420 actually.
420? Okay.
Yeah, crazy, but yeah.
420. All right. Lock it in. We got one more. See if we can get this one out before it cuts me off. Disney coming in at a flat trend, but it's 19 cents on sale, coming in at true value of $96.05. So let's look at the. All right, so call out for Disney this week. Again, Disney is a stock that's been beat up quite a bit since the last year. You see a lot of resistance on the blue. Does not want to break through. Zooming in real close, I do see some manipulation that has not been covered with Disney. I'm looking at June 28th. We're seeing 16.8 million shares coming in. Investors buying anywhere between the 95, 90 range to the 99, 95 range. So I believe long term, anything under $100 for Disney is good. You can see the SMA falling quite nicely through the cake. Eventually, you'll see that those two cross. I do still see some resistance on the red here, so resistance on the red here. Definitely resistance on the red on the 6th of July last week. So I definitely feel like it can come down a little bit more. Does seem to hold support at 93.47, which is a good, still even a good price point. But I think I'll go in a little bit sooner than that at 94.17. Getting out anywhere between the 98, 97. Definitely at the covered manipulation, which is at the 99.79 range. So you're looking at about 6% in this week. But I think you can hold Disney even longer. I do see the MACD again opening up for this one. Don't see a strong cross on the teal and the green. Again, I do see some resistance on the red. So I do feel like this one will come down some more before it goes up. So definitely like Disney this week at 94.17. So that's my call out for Disney, 94.17. Well, Daz, what's your call out for Disney this week?
Yeah, this right here might surprise you, but I put I put honestly 95. What is that? 95 like 41.
95.41. Okay. Going
I,
after it.
I don't honestly I don't see where Disney's at now. I don't think that's a bad buy at all.
No, I
Like
agree.
from 200 to now, and yeah, I think like you said, if you hold Disney for a little while, you're gonna make your money back. So
Okay. All right. Well, that's all for plays of the week. Thanks for joining us. Be looking out for some more videos. Definitely got some things I want to put out, some more ideas I'm working on to present some different ways to trade. So stay tuned. And again, thank you for joining us.